carpool lane, special carpool lane, and usually, you can buzz along. Well, where everybody else is creeping. Well, he would buy these mannequins, and he had a whole car full of mannequins dressed up. Finally, one day he got pulled over. Like the police didn't like that too well, I can assure you. But same kind of principle.
Have you ever noticed in your area? I notice here where I live that wasps are now forming super massive nests because of maybe the climate changes, maybe because of the Earth's magnetic field, but they are getting huge, and the wasps are getting a lot more dangerous.
I haven't noticed that here, but I have noticed, which is kind of freaky, and along the same lines as wasps, are making these nests on like baby dolls and stuff out in the woods that somebody leaves, and it looks so freaky. A wasp nest around a baby doll, it looks like it's alive or something. It's just weird. But as far as huge nests, I haven't heard much about those lately, but I'm sure they're out there.
And a Mississippi town, is celebrating because of alleged alien abduction with a huge, historical marker where the abduction took place.
Now, is that in Pascagoula?
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I wonder. It probably might be because that's where Calvin had his thing down in Mississippi.
Yeah, Calvin is going to be back on my show. Let's see. Calvin Parker is going to be back on, and I'm glad to have him because I got a lot more questions to ask him. He'll be in on the show on October 8th from 7 to 9.
Yeah, he is a great guest. I got to tell you, if you want to hear a bone-chilling account of his accounts with aliens that weren't, they weren't here to serve man in a good way. Let me tell you, it's just incredible story, stuff he's got to tell.
Well, this man and wife thought they hit the jackpot, when they went to withdraw money out of their bank, and they probably only had a couple $100 in their account, but then they realized, hey, the bank says, well, I got 120,000 K that the bank accidentally deposited in their account. So they went out and, they bought expensive cars, jewelry, went out to dinner, went to, hot tubbing. They did all this stuff. And then the bank says, well, wait a minute. We made a mistake. We need our 120K back. They said, I'm sorry. I took my wife out and we went to a nudie bar. I bought a race car. I paid off some, collection bills, a lot of them. And I don't have anything left but maybe like $50 in the bank. And they said, don't worry about it. The FBI is on the way to arrest you.
Oh, my. I would have just said, hey, look, I bought a lot of wigs. I took my wife out to all you can eat. She ate 12 pounds of steak. We had some plant burgers and all kinds. We just spent it all up. We thought it was one of your promotional things for us. I didn't know no better.
If you all of a sudden get a lot of money in your bank account, it's not yours. It's the bank. Now, if you decide to spend it and have fun with it, just kind of figure, after you get caught, you don't have to worry about making house payments for quite a long time because you're going to get free room and board. But watch out for that meatloaf in prison. I tell you what, it's not very good. It is. You don't know what's in it.
Oh, don't drop the soap.
Oh, you're okay, James. Now, come on, control yourself. Now, a man got arrested for doing donuts. No, not eating donuts like the local police do. He got arrested for doing donuts on Donald Trump, New Jersey golf course. And when they asked him, why did you do donuts? He goes, I don't like the president.
Well, I can say this much. This is a stupid reason to do donuts on a golf course, but I used to work on a golf course, and I got to tell you, they take their greens and their fairways and all that very seriously.
Especially Trump. Trump does.
Right, because the greens are very expensive and stuff. So if you're out there doing donuts, I don't think it even mattered that it was Donald Trump's whatever. Whoever owned that, that's a lot of damage, and it costs a lot of money to replace them, and your golfers can't golf that day. So that's a lot of money you're really taking from the golf course.
Well, the Tesla car, they got a self-driving car and all that stuff. Here is showing the guy on the road, right? He's sitting there behind the wheel, right? And the car's driving himself, and he's sound asleep.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh, my. Yeah. Oh, It kind of reminds me of a caption I seen today because here locally, like in a couple of the bigger cities, a few miles away, there's been a rash of people. They get in their car, they buy like heroin stuff, they shoot up in the OD, so they're sitting in the car, look like they're sleeping. So what happens? The cops see you, they break in the car and they Narcan you. Well, this one guy, he was just pulled over at the rest stop and he was sleeping, but he had a sign he put on his chest that said, Don't wake me or break my windows. I'm just napping. Don't Narcan me. It was just, that's how bizarre it's gotten over here with the drugs.
Oh, probably. And guess, it almost looks like something Wayne would put up on Facebook. A guy tells the local authorities that Bigfoot was watching me in North Carolina. And he shares something of footage showing, something in the woods that kind of looks like a big stump to me, but he claims it's Bigfoot. And it was watching everything he was doing.
And that, I got to tell you now, that kind of reminds me of the story about 2-3 years ago in Colorado. A hunter was out hunting, and he claimed, and he admits this openly, that a Bigfoot, a male Bigfoot, captured him and kind of, did some things to him, so to speak. Oh, my God. But, who would admit to something like that? It's one thing to me, hey, yeah, I've seen a Bigfoot, but no, he captured me and did bad things to me. I just couldn't do it.
And you know what? A motorcyclist stops traffic to save a cute kitten from the busy road, and it caused a 30-car pileup.
Oh, my goodness. I've heard it all now. I've seen ducks and stuff cross, and usually it's very peaceful. People stop and let them go, but this must have been like a major highway or something.
Yeah, and guess who passed away today?
I know
one of the very famous horror actors.
Oh yeah, that had to be Sid.
Yeah, my heart goes out to his wife. He was just recently in intensive care and released. And then they're not explaining what happened to him, but he passed on at the age 80. And, my heart goes out to him because Sid just, made these horror movies, Captain Spaulding, just made it just so good.
Yeah, he did. And, old Sid Haig, it's funny because you watch a lot of the same programs I do, like on Meat TV and Comet. And he's in a lot of them old westerns from the 60s. He's a lot taller and skinnier, doesn't even look like him. But he always played a villain. He always was a great villain or a second henchman or something. But, yeah, those movies were great. I actually have a Captain Spaulding little figure. It's about 12 foot from, like, the first movie they came out with, one of the three they came out with. But, yeah, he was great, man. He was.
And Miley, the Cyphers, the singer and all that. Well, she was flashing her boobs, and the cops were going to give her a citation, but the cop says, hey, I'll let you off free this time because that's all there was.
Oh, my goodness.
You could take that any way you want, but I would take that as a real big put down.
Yeah, I would too, but that's like going to the store. And, the security comes over and asks you why you got your clothes halfway off. And they say, well, the sign says clothes half off. So I was just obeying the sign.
Well, a hiker calls the local police because he thinks he hears traffic sounds. And it turned out to be a wild pig. Now, how can that sound like traffic sounds?
That is a good one. I do know pigs can make some weird noises, but I've never heard them intimidate or to mimic traffic, especially if he's in the woods.
It could be.
It don't even make sense.
Well, a guy stole a porta potty, had it on top of his vehicle, was going down the freeway, and it blew off and, took out a windshield in front of a police car. It took out the whole front end of the police car. And not just that, the whole car was covered with poo-poo.
Oh, no, wait a minute. So this guy he either was transporting his own porta potty or he stole one or whatever. So if he had it on his car, he obviously didn't have it laying down. He must have had it sitting straight up. Who Who does that? I just don't understand their logic here.
I don't know. Could you imagine, though, like I was mentioning earlier about a man's fart got him caught by the police, when they sent their dogs out looking for him. Hey,
Yeah.
Don't go to some place and have like tacos and chili and stuff if you just, decide to, steal something or burglarize somebody's house, because you'll get caught just from your sounds.
Yeah, you might want to beware of them plant burgers too. They might give adverse effects. I don't know, because I'm not going to attempt it. But yeah, you might want to think about your diet beforehand if you're going to do something and they've got fart-smelling dogs coming after you. Jeez.
Well, maybe not so much the fart-smelling dogs, but I guess the sound also did give them away too. They're, you're hiding in the bushes there, and the cops are walking by with the dog, and they hear a burp. Could you imagine?
What are you in for, buddy? I had a severe case of flatulence.
or something. Yeah.
Oh my
Now,
God.
come on. You got what? I did a whole bunch of stories here tonight. Now, you come out with one. Another one.
I don't even know how to even compete with you. My God.
I'm on a roll. You know that.
I am telling you, you got enough material just from Florida to last a month.
Well, I had to. One of the radio stations said they really love my show, but the first hour they really like the wacky news, but they said I really needed to step the game up. So, I know how I did it. For some reason, like I told you before we went on air, I have not been in bed since Thursday. I haven't slept since Thursday. Today is Monday. So maybe that's why I'm finding all these good stories, huh?
I got to tell you, I don't know what your process is other than just looking at Florida news, but you definitely got some bizarre, wacky stuff that is hilarious. I got to tell you, I'm going to have to start looking into these state stories, especially Florida. My goodness. Can you imagine the stuff that's going on? People stealing wigs and oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to steal? Well, I don't know. I guess if you steal $80,000 worth of wigs, maybe a bunch of people, in a nudist camp that are bald-headed or something.
If you stole that many wigs at that price, you've got to already have a fence lined up to unload them on, or that's just. I mean, why else would you do it? I mean, you wouldn't do it unless you already had somebody that wanted to buy them, because that's just. Well, I don't know. It's come from Florida. Maybe the people wasn't thinking right. Maybe they was on drugs. I don't know.
Possible.
It's just weird.
My Aunt Bertha used to play in a band.
This sounds like a joke.
No, she used to play in a band, and they used to go into the nudist camps and play music.
What kind of music did they play?
Well, I don't know what type of music it was, but I know she was in the Sex Quartet.
I knew there was something going on.
Yeah, they said she could really blow a saxophone.
I'm not even going to touch no more because I'm getting in trouble. But so did she play the organ too?
I have no idea. It just depends how loose her fingers were.
Oh my God! So when she played the organ, did she put some flour to it?
I have no idea. Okay, that's not the wacky news. But anyway, tonight we're going to have a great guest on, like I said earlier, and we're going to be talking about American Stonehenge with Dennis Stone on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. Make sure you check out our website. I updated it today. I only got one more thing to update tomorrow. You can find it at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. And if you want to be a guest, say you were abducted or you know somebody like your wife who was abducted, and you want to have a great story, well, you know what? You can get a hold of us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. We're going to be going on a break here for about 2.5 minutes. And then when we come back, Dennis Stone will be on. James will be in the background, but I'm sure he'll have a couple things to say. Now, American Stonehenge goes back over 4,000 years ago. American Stonehenge, I didn't even know it existed. But I tell you what, there's some things in this planet that just don't make sense. And I seen pictures of this, and I'll tell you what, we can't even build anything that stays together for more than about 200 years before it starts falling apart. I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back in 2.5 minutes, so stay tuned. Go get yourself something nice, cool to drink.